Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Pat, it's Dave, it's the citywide special. The Eagles win again in an overtime thriller versus the Buffalo Bills. Jake Elliott nails a 59-yarder to tie the game, while Jalen Hurts finishes with a rushing touchdown in overtime. Lane Johnson sits this one out with a groin injury. Zach Cunningham suffers an injury during the game. Free agent linebacker Shaq Leonard visits the Eagles on Wednesday after stopping in Dallas. Will the three-time Pro Bowler choose the Eagles as his destination? The Birds take on the 49ers in a conference championship rematch on Sunday. The Sixers have officially been eliminated from the NBA in-season tournament. They do win back-to-back games against the Thunder and Lakers, however. Joel Embiid posts a triple-double against LA while sitting out the entire fourth quarter. Kelly Oubre will travel with the team on their current road trip and could possibly return to the lineup as soon as Friday. The Flyers have lost 3 of their last 4. Rasmus Pistolainen returns to the lineup while Noah Cates suffers an injury and will be out several weeks. Not much happening with the Phillies. All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Pretty good, man. Thawed out now and dried off from Sunday, but freezing my ass off. But great to have a new guest here on the podcast. Dave, this is awesome. Thank you for filling in for Big Shoes here with Avery.
Hey, dude, those are big-ass shoes, dude. Big shoes. They are big shoes. They are big shoes.
Damn, but not bad, man. It's been a good little start to the week here. We have a pretty good, fun, exciting weekend with the Birds getting business done, but slow week, cold. We're back in it. Hopefully it's a little bit drier for this weekend, but, you know, feeling pretty good. It feels good to be back here, episode 38 in a row. So, other than that, can't complain too much.
Yeah.
How's your guys' Thanksgiving?
Full. A lot. It was good. Went to my Uncle Joe's in Hatboro. Then I saw Hannah and her family, and that was a good time. But yeah, man, can't complain. A lot of food, a lot of leftovers. Apparently, like the news put out, yesterday was the last day to eat your leftovers, which doesn't make sense because it wasn't even a week yet.
I ate them.
What?
Also, I feel like it's good for
leftover what? It's going to be different for different things.
Like, well, turkey.
The turkey, I feel like you got to eat pretty quick.
I didn't read it. I just looked at the headline. It just said leftovers. I was like, that's enough for me. I don't care about this.
So what's going to happen now? I ate leftovers.
We just had that. I've been eating that for the last 4 days.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably.
Also, I've been doing that every year. I feel like Thanksgiving, it's a known fact that you get the leftovers and you eat it for like all the rest of November. It's just turkey, stuffing, gravy, potatoes, mac and cheese.
Yeah, until it starts to taste weird. I mean,
yeah, until it gets that weird little like wetness of the turkey when it gets a little slimy.
Yeah, you don't want no slime.
Yo, I got an Uncle Joe too. You got an Uncle Joe?
I have an Uncle Joe. No, I don't know why I had to think about that, but no, I don't. I have an Uncle John.
Your Uncle Joe somewhere is like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah, I have a John and a Rick and a Kevin.
Lots of Uncle Joes out there.
Oh my God, I got
like no Joes.
I have like 5 Uncle Joes on my family.
Yeah.
It was always confusing when I was a kid because we'd be like, all right, Uncle Joe's coming. I'm like,
he's got a bunch of them.
Which one? What does that mean? Who's coming?
Everyone's got an Uncle Joe.
They're always out there.
There's tons of them. Dude.
Yeah. But your Thanksgiving was good?
Yeah, it was good. It was the first one I ever spent away from my family. I spent it with my girlfriend. And,
that's a big step. That's a good move.
It's a big step, dude. You know, I mean, it was...
New people, different menu. You know, you're not used to the same classic, okay, someone's bringing this, someone's bringing that. You're exploring a new food for Thanksgiving, potentially.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, it was a step down, dude. I'm not gonna lie. You know, like I come from a big family, Italian family, and it's like, you know, the food is good. The food is rich. It's fucking. Excuse me. I don't know. Can I?
You can swear on this.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're not on.
You're gonna get like fined by the FCC.
We're not on the radio. We're not on the radio.
They're watching this podcast for sure.
Yeah. This is raw and uncut, baby.
Well, yeah. She, her family, the food wasn't as good, dude. I mean, I'm putting it out there. She might watch this. I'm sorry, babe. Your family, not nearly as good as cooking at mine.
What was the best thing that you had there then? What was the least like, oh man, this is like it, I can't do it?
Dude, the best thing was my girlfriend made this she made these mashed potatoes, but she blended them with a blender.
Oh yeah,
instead of mashing them.
Nice and whipped.
It came out, the texture was whack. It was like a glue, but they were so good, dude. And I'm the only person that liked them, so I was just like, give me they were my leftovers, first thing to go.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And what disappointed you the most?
Just everything. Dude.
Oh, man. They do like mac and cheese?
What disappointed me the most was CeeDee Lamb getting 24 yards in the first half instead of 25 Because the bet that I had was 25 each half. That's what disappointed me the most. Not the food. The CeeDee Lamb getting 24 yards in the first half.
I tried to make mac and cheese, but fucked it up.
No, did you put it on the smoker?
I did. Well, so what I fucked up was the sauce just wasn't coming out right. Like it was.
You mean
like,
roux?
Yeah. Well, it was like once I did that, and then once I added like the cheese and shit, it was just like
wet.
It was just like goop. Like you could have like rolled it into a ball and like thrown it at someone.
It got too thick.
And like I couldn't figure out because I'm not a good cook, so I couldn't figure out if. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just try to mix it in as best I can, and then just throw it on the smoker anyway. Because like I already made the pasta.
All the ingredients are there. They're
so
just
I'm like, I might as well just see what happens. And I put it on the smoker and for like an hour, and I took it off, and like that did not help at all. It was just sticky and gross, and then like even the smoky flavor didn't really work. It was like it just tasted like ashy. Like it was so fun.
Did anyone eat it?
I threw it in the trash. It was not fit to serve.
The cutting room floor.
Your family's like, I'm thankful that you did not bring that mac and cheese.
Yeah, there was still plenty of food.
Roux was tricky to do.
Wasn't a problem.
The game plan sounded amazing when you were talking about. Like, damn, that shit sounds good.
I think what someone told me, what our friend Nick told me, is that like what may have happened is that I guess a lot of like cheese that you buy, just shredded cheese in the bag, is like has like starch like on it already or whatever. So without factoring that in, there may have been like too much flour. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if you make a roux too, a roux is tricky, like consistently of like a consistency that you want, and it's a slow but long, like a low and slow process of like melting the cheese, adding more in, maybe a little bit of milk and cream. You know what I mean? Keep it nice and rich.
Next time I'm just melting the big block of Velveeta, calling it a day.
Just rock the Velveeta, dude.
I can't stand Velveeta.
I love it. Yeah, I love Velveeta shells and cheese. It's like that's like my comfort food, man.
I don't know why I can't get behind Velveeta.
It's great. That's a great name for like if you have a daughter.
Yeah, this is Velveeta.
This is my daughter, Velveeta.
Velveeta.
Yeah. Well,
she's excelling in second grade. Perfect attendance.
That sounds like Velveeta. That sounds like someone who's like, you remember that woman in New York who was like trying to pass herself off as some kind of like royalty something or other. Like she was pretending to be this like billionaire and like frauded a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
They made like a Netflix movie about it. I forget what her name was, but like it sounds like Velveeta sounds like a fake name you'd come up with to do something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Velveeta
like,
Cumberbatch.
I'm like the heir to
Queens
something. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'm glad we all had a productive and at least somewhat good food we had here. We had slammin' mac and cheese. My Uncle Joe did a great turkey. My brother slammed the big green bean casserole. Big green casserole fan. So that was all great.
Green bean casserole. We didn't have one, but
brought a bunch of cannolis from Kasha's. Always a big hit. I can't ever come home anywhere without cannolis. They're always like, we don't necessarily always like to see you. We just need you to bring the cannolis. Then we like to see. I'm like, all right, fair enough. That's fine. Yeah, I know the deal.
So you made the mac and cheese, and then what? You just like, did you throw it out here?
Yeah, I just threw it in my kitchen.
Didn't even leave the door.
No, did not leave the kitchen. Just
like,
right
but what if you brought it? And you're like, hey, I brought leftovers. I brought future leftovers.
Were the noodles at least? There was no combination of the cheese and the noodle at all?
But it just wasn't mixed in. It was just like not really well mixed in. Lumpy. It was too thick. The cheese was too thick. And
you shouldn't have threw it out, dude. You should have kept it for tonight, and we could have had it as a party favor for us.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, we could have ate the whole vat of mac and cheese. That'd have been a challenge on the pod.
I mean, we might still be able to dig it out. It's
been cold.
It's still up there.
It's probably still fine.
I haven't taken out the trash. Do I have to take out the trash?
Now that one, I would listen to the news article, be like, okay, you can't eat the leftovers anymore. But like, okay, that one might be
that
one might not pass.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, let's jump right into this thing that we want to.
Yeah, what do we want to start with here? I guess we could bang out some of the smaller stuff. Really, nothing happened with the Phils, as I mentioned.
Nothing.
The only thing I saw just an hour ago or so is that apparently the Rays are going to be shopping Randy Arozarena. So that could be a nice little pickup there. Could be like probably would end up being like an upgrade over Bohm. I think he's a third baseman, right?
Well,
or an outfield.
He's third baseman.
I think
he's officially our third baseman. I mean,
I'm talking about Rosarina. I'm not sure where he plays.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could put him in the outfield, although honestly, left field isn't like the most dramatic of the outfield.
Yeah,
he'd be all right with that. But nothing really going on.
Kind of clogged.
Nothing really going on the Phillies standpoint. Flyers kind
Flyers
of
lost some games.
It
was funny. There was
Surprise.
Yeah,
Surprise.
They're like, good sometimes. It was funny last night. They had, because I guess this is like Hockey Fights Cancer Week or whatever, and they did a thing where like they signed this like 9-year-old kid to a contract with the team, and they let him like go out for the like pregame skate and all that stuff, which is cool. But they actually like let him sit behind the bench during the game, like next to Tortorella, which was like really nice of him to do. But it's like, damn, I bet that kid learned some new words.
Oh hell yeah!
like motherfucker.
Yeah, you get back to his little cancer group, be like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, good for him though. Gets to explore some life right there. A lot of energy.
When you said they signed him, I thought like they physically signed him, like they were just.
Well, that's what they say. They'll
like
be
a human cast.
Like they're like, come here, all right. All the Flyers just gathered around with a marker and like wrote on his fucking.
And then he's put down
his head.
afterwards.
Yeah. Well, damn.
Yeah.
Well, good for that little guy. Got to live out his dream for a little bit.
He gets to have his forehead signed by Garnet Hathaway.
It's
Flyers are back on track to being like.
I feel like every week we're like, oh, the one week it's like, oh, maybe they're good. They could sneak in the playoffs. And it's like, oh, no, they're back to sucking. We're going to get that.
They're going to be that team where, like.
And then the next week it's the other way.
They're going to never hit that 10-game losing streak and just be bad enough to miss the playoffs, but good enough to not get that top 3, top 4 pick.
Like
and we're going to be like, fuck.
Like, what kind of overall do the Flyers need?
Well, they, like, changed up the whole, like, front office. With a bunch of other former Flyers.
I think this is the year where they figure out, like, and this offseason, and they'll be like, okay, we clearly...
I actually think things are going well for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be like...
They're trending up.
They're trending. They're finally like, yes, we're rebuilding now, officially.
They've committed to the rebuild.
They're not going to be like... I mean, they came out and said this recently, that even if they are like in a playoff position, they're not going to buy at the deadline. They're not going to trade for anything. They're like not like no matter where they are.
All the top free agents were like, we weren't sweating it. Don't worry about it. We're okay.
Yeah, so
they're on the uptick.
I think they're on the right track.
At least they're not like tanking, which you never want to see within a franchise. Which to your point earlier about teams committing to having parties on Broad Street, we're over the era of Philly sports in any franchise where they just completely tank. We're like, if you're a shitty franchise or you aren't good, I'm okay with that.
It's not even about tanking. It's about like the commitment to Philadelphians, and like, you're a professional. You are paid to do a job, and if your job is to shoot the puck in the net or put a ball in a hoop, you're a professional and you have to do that. But it's also to the owners, where it's like, if you own a professional franchise, you're supposed to put out the best product. And the only honest franchises I could say that Philadelphia has right now are the Eagles and the Phillies.
Yep.
And the Flyers, hey, maybe they turn it around. I'm not going to turn my back on them quite yet. I mean,
we'll watch it, but we're not like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm not getting updates on my phone for the Flyers right now. But but the Sixers, Josh Harris, dude, I don't like you. You listen to this, Josh Harris? Does he listen to the...
He's a follower.
He's a follower? Yeah. Josh Harris, I don't like you. But it's because it's like, as a Philadelphian, there's a certain loyalty to the sports teams that I have. And for an owner to own the Devils, Sixers, Redskins, Commies, whatever you want to call them. Commandos, whatever. Those are all rivals. And
it is weird that he owns
rivals,
like a tri-state, like a little.
But it just shows that it's just like to him it's a business, and it's a regional business at that, because it's all in the tri-state area. But there's that loyalty that we have to him. He doesn't reciprocate, and for him to strut out a mediocre playoff, I don't want to say mediocre. Sixers look great this year, but to strut out the past couple of years a second round team, and then have the balls to be like, yo, the best real estate in the city, I'm going to build a stadium here. Bro, that stadium, that land is reserved for... bring a championship to this city, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, the gallery is reserved for champions, Mr. Harris.
Sure. I mean, look, the gallery...
Look, this guy wants to take over the fucking Foot Locker. And
how dare this man?
This fucking con man.
Dude, the gallery...
Gallery's for winners, man.
Not just winners, champions, baby. Champions. They call it Champions Row. That's what they say.
Next to Jewelers Row, there's Champions Row. The gallery, dude. Wait, can we do a side tangent on the gallery? Dude, what a swing and a miss by whatever developer was just like
it's kind of nice in there. I'll say.
Yeah, but it's just like
the movie theater's cool.
They got that big ass arcade too.
The movie theater, the arcade. After that, it's like everything you can get online.
Like,
then
after the
it's like a
things
Nike store.
It's just a random mall for no reason that didn't. It revamped original gallery just in different spots. It's nothing really special in there going on at all.
If you can't get an experience somewhere, then it's not worth having. Like,
also, if you're playing,
didn't they start like
there's a chaperone policy?
Yeah, there's like they don't even let. It's like it's a mall where you can't just have teenagers hang out. What the fuck is the point of a mall
right.
if it's not just like a place for like angsty teenagers
it's like if
to
you
like
don't have a chaperone,
smoke cigarettes outside and like
and get
like,
cheap
whatever.
jewelry for their girlfriends or whatever. Like
just hang around at the Hot Topic.
All right, so you want to build a stadium there instead? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
That point too is that like a majority of fans that come to any major sporting event, the big three, Eagles, Phillies, and Sixers, it really is like a 70-30 or whatever you want to call it, 60-40 of kind of local Philadelphians and Jersey. So if you want to build a stadium now down there by the gallery, you're going to lose a lot of people coming into the game because no one from Jersey is going to want to come in from the Paco all the way in.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Nah, but the thing is,
I don't think so. I think we're going to lose.
If you're talking about like public transit and shit, it's way easier to get to the new proposed
public
place
transit. No, I was at that last Eagles game. I'm not gonna lie, and boring. It was shitty weather and overtime, but the line just to get to the subway was ridiculous.
Because the thing is, there's like right, exactly.
You couldn't even get in.
If you're the only like train stop is that one stop. Whereas if you're just going to Center City, there's like you could come into a suburban station. You could come.
I just don't see it being filled that way.
On the Broad Street line.
I don't see it.
The regional rails, Center City, Market Street it's the central nervous system of SEPTA, and there's veins and arteries leading out.
That is
from
going
everywhere.
to absolutely cripple SEPTA because they can't even handle fucking wet leaf season.
I think that a Sixer stadium would cripple city traffic.
Everything.
Well, like that's my concern. Is like, dude, there's right now in Philadelphia, you got 4 hospitals. You got Methodist.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Jefferson.
You got Jefferson, Penn, and then you got Temple because Hahnemann closed down.
Right.
You got
Temple's kind of pretty far. But yeah, I hear you.
If you have a heart attack at 10th and Washington, and the Sixers are playing, you're dead.
Yeah.
What hospital are you going to?
Jefferson, I guess, is closest.
No, but how are you going to get to Jefferson with the Sixers traffic?
Yeah.
You're dead.
Well, or if it's driving, I don't know if if in their plans of this stadium is a parking garage, but or
there's like a million parking garages around that.
Fuck that, man. You got a whole big ass, but you had. That's my point. Is that like there's no real need. You could have built a stadium there instead of building a soccer training facility at FDR and build a full. Like if you're gonna tear down FDR anyway, build a stadium there.
Yeah, I mean, it's on to the FDR thing.
The back end. I'm just saying the back end.
We're back on the FDR.
Oh god,
the back end
FDR
thing.
plan is good.
I'm not tying myself to a tree over there. I'm just saying if you're going to build anything, we don't need a soccer facility. No offense, that would have been ideal because we have one of the best things about Philadelphia sports is that they're all in one location, which is great to see. You got live casino, baby. You got Xfinity Live. You got the Link, Citizens Bank, Wells Fargo. Ever since we had sports, they've all been together. Why are you going to be the one to have to detract into this? That's stupid.
I don't know. I'm sure that there's some like detailed marketing where they're like, 23% use the regional rail to come
it's
to the
all
game.
some kind of money making thing. It's so.
Oh no, I mean it's probably.
Well, it's definitely to make. I mean, it's definitely
absolutely
just
money.
Josh Harris. I mean, he's not really a sports guy. He's a real estate guy.
No,
that's the real.
Who owns the property around the gallery? Let's talk about not who owns that land. Who owns the land around it? Because that's where
Chinatown.
The Chinese.
they own it.
I will say though on the Josh Harris tangent that he is pretty much an asshole because you own the Sixers, like you said, the Devils, and the Washington, whatever they are down there. And the biggest thing that came out to me of a dick move after he bought the team, which I was like, man, whatever. But he also has the Jersey team, so I'm like, well, whatever. That's what he does. It was the trade that he did. You're gonna tell me that you sent Chase Young to San Fran for a 3rd fucking round pick, knowing that they play us?
What a dickhead.
That to me is like.
But here's why I'm okay with. Here's the only thing I'm not okay with Josh Harris on the team. But the reason why I am okay with it because he's a loser. Josh Harris, you're still listening? If you're still listening, you're a loser, and you'll never win a championship at any of your franchises because you're a bum and you don't focus on one. Just win one franchise, win one championship somewhere, and then go buy something else.
Devils are looking pretty good. Actually,
Damn
they
it.
haven't been, but I think because they were injured, now they're not as much. But who cares?
But hate that move. That was a dick move right there. But I will say he hasn't really bothered. He's been hurt for so long that I get it. But now they got a potentially great defensive front, but I'm not too scared about it.
When we get into our Eagles conversation, we'll talk about Chase Young. All right.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
But yeah, man. Anyway, on the Sixers though,
they look good.
Kicked the shit out of the Lakers.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was like one of the worst Lakers losses ever, apparently.
Big time.
Dude, it was fun to watch because it was just like they were setting up threes left and right, and Beverly was going off, Maxey was going, like everyone was going off, and it was just a very fun game to watch. Man.
In a weird stat, what they say when Michael Jordan was with like the Wizards, I guess it was, he had his worst loss in the history of his basketball career at like 35 years old and 333 days or whatever it is. Same exact age as LeBron with his worst loss he ever had, which was with that in terms of deficit last night, which was pretty freaky.
Yeah.
It was a weird little stat.
Well, it's a
little tidbit, a little history bit. You put that little in the bank right there.
There
Go to Quizzo one night.
There was someone online was like saying like, oh, LeBron's contract's done after this year. He should come to Philly, and I'm like, you know that meme where it's like the girl and she's like, nah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, yeah, LeBron's
I could be talked into it.
Yeah. Maybe 4 years ago when we almost got the billboards up and all that shit.
Before he signed with LA, I was all in on the Sixers, which like I didn't think was going to happen, but I was like,
we had the billboards up. We're all like, oh my god, we might get LeBron. I mean, that was a fun time until.
Does that mean we have to draft Bronny? Isn't
Probably
that his whole thing.
Although apparently
he said
I heard
he'll sign wherever his son goes.
Bring his seed.
Yeah, just sign
to
it. Just
Philadelphia.
we kidnapped his wife.
Just sign him. Just park him in Delaware with the blue guys. Just be like, we draft him. Like, I don't know what you want.
I did see that the Lakers are trending
think we were
toward
actually gonna
drafting
play him.
Bronny.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't. The dude almost. I mean, glad he's okay, but like, ain't in the best of shape. He almost died practicing the other day. So like, your dad's gonna be almost 40 years. I don't know. I don't see the like. It's nothing but a cool moment to be able to play with your son. It's not a championship duo.
It doesn't. It's definitely not. But you know, there is a cachet to it. You know, like
it's cool.
Like what happens? Throwing it out there. You know, Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. They both hit home runs in the same game.
That was cool.
You know, and what happens if they both get 10 points in the game? I don't know. Like,
well, they better have like both triple doubles or some shit like
yeah,
that.
something.
Cool, yeah.
I don't know. You know, something where.
Oh, they recreate the little like D Wade and LeBron moment where like Bronny throws it up or LeBron throws it up to Bronny, and then he's like, and he dunks it. LeBron tears his ACL though during that play, and then he's done.
Yeah, perfect.
And then that's it. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's a cool moment for LeBron. It doesn't really matter where he goes after this. I feel like because it's going to be like a sail off into the sunset. He did just pass Kareem. I saw.
Yeah, it would be funny if he starts doing the like just shameless ring chasing shit like that Shaq did at the end of his career, where he's just on like a different team every year trying.
Damn, he signs with Boston.
Just tagging on to whatever.
Dude, I love Shaq, dude.
Yeah,
I love Shaq, dude. I
mean, they all kind of do it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you? Like,
if you're going to get paid to put up 20 points a game or 15 points a game, whatever it is, like.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look at Julio. Julio Jones getting 2 targets a game, dude. He's having a good time.
Hell yeah.
10-1. He's 10-1, dude.
Yeah.
And a touchdown. Only receiver.
He could win a championship being our screen pass specialist.
Oh, bro.
I'll get into that later. But yeah, I don't know. Sixers good. Kelly Oubre could be back soon.
That's huge.
Pretty crazy.
Kelly Oubre, yeah.
Still no sign of the car.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that story anymore.
I'm just saying.
We don't need to question it.
I'm questioning it always. But he could be back for Boston, which is exciting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see where the Sixers are trending. They're I think with Harden leaving, dude, Maxey has filled that void so well.
Oh yeah.
He's the offense is running through him, and he's also contributing. It's basically just like Embiid standing like a statue, and then Maxey running around like a maniac.
Well, it's nice to see it all come together. I mean, and it's funny because Daryl Morey talked about it in the offseason, right, where he was like, we're not like, love Harden, but, the way things worked out, and I think had last year's postseason came out a little differently, maybe he would spend the money, be like, he does have that dog in him, so he is a system, that he mentioned to himself. But the fact that you come out there and granted Embiid didn't play most of the playoffs when it mattered, but Harden didn't really take over as the guy they said he would. And also they gave him the keys to the castle. They did whatever he wanted to do. And he still couldn't perform. And the fact that Daryl Morey was like, hey, we want to keep Embiid. We're laughing at any offer that you give us to it for Embiid, but we're going to make sure that the deal is right by us. They did. And Maxi's kind of assumed this new role with Nick Nurse and
it's great. I mean, like, you kind of, the way you said, it sounds like you talk about Harden like he's like your ex. You're hung up on him, dude.
Well, we were, not for nothing.
I'm with Maxey now. I'm happier.
No, I totally am. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we did have expectations. We had late nights in bed together talking about our future and potentially, growing old together and having kids. And, next thing you know,
getting a ring on it. You were going to put a ring on
next thing you know, you wake up one day and they're clipping their toenails in bed. You're like, you know what? Actually, I take what I back. It is what it is. It happens. So, but yeah, no, Maxey's done. You couldn't ask for more from Maxey.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all, man.
Or of that duo. I mean, they're still a top 3, top 2 scoring duo in the NBA.
Yeah,
well, I'm interested in seeing what Maxey does tonight with Embiid out, because don't look at the stats of what points Maxey's going to put up. Let's just see if the Sixers win, because they were a favorite. I think they were like, I don't know, the money line was like minus 120, and now they're plus 140 or something. So, the odds shifted, but I still think that this team's got a little spunk to it.
It's a quicker, definitely. And I like, to your point, right? Like, you're giving Maxey the keys to the Corvette here right now. Like, let's see, can he facilitate the game? Can he actually, because that was always our biggest crutch where, especially in crunch big time games or playoff games where, like, once Embiid wasn't playing, we were all like, fuck, like, who's going to be the guy to do the thing? Or what are we going to do to beat, like, whatever? And
it's Maxey.
Maxey, and we'll see how he does too, like you said, where he doesn't have to put up 45, but if he gets 15 assists, and you can see the offense gel and still work efficiently, that's great. Because how many games did we see last year where guys, as soon as Embiid wasn't in, they'd throw a pass and nobody would even be standing there? Like, just weird haphazard team.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, that's also Doc, dude.
Oh, well, big time.
Dude, I mean, that's also Doc. And if Maxey puts up 15 assists in any game this year, I'll be blown away. But, yeah, they look good. I mean, there's high hope there. And I honestly think that, back to my buddy Josh Harris. I think there's a disconnect between the actual team and ownership, where the players want it, and Josh Harris could give a fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck Josh Harris.
Yeah.
This
is gonna get a cease and desist, dude. I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah. I'm gonna get letters.
But not bad though. I think that wraps up the Sixers. They're officially out of the tournament.
Yeah,
womp, womp.
R.I.P. They'll have to just find another way to get a trophy now, I guess.
Which is fine. I think that...
Do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, the real way.
Yeah.
Man, we'll be all right. Nick Nurse was like, it was the court. They fucked us up.
That was funny that you mentioned the court.
That was the best part. It was just he's just like,
I definitely think those courts are retired. Those are
he was like, the team was bought in. Like, the environment was sick, but... I think it was the courts that really messed up this team. I'm like, you know what? I said the same thing.
Would love to look at some stats after the tournament's done and see if the colors, the discoloring of the court affected if there's any correlation between maybe one player just couldn't play with.
Well, picture if you're colorblind. It's got to fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah. It would be funny if there was one just sort of like fringe bench player that just went apeshit during those games. Like, it's like something about this neon green court. It's just like everything just focuses in.
I can see now.
It works.
Yeah.
Works for him.
He gets a huge payday afterwards.
Gets that $500,000 check. Yeah.
Just lift that in-season tournament trophy.
And then take the court away. He's like, "Fuck, I will never recover from this." Yeah. Damn.
Oh, that just about do it for the
we can wrap up the Sixers.
I guess it's on to the Birds now, right?
Bird gang,
let's
baby.
Go.
Bird gang.
10-1.
Let's go.
10-1. What a game against the Bills. Well, it looked like shit in the beginning. Couldn't get anything going offensively. It was definitely feeling like a loss early, which is same as last week against the Chiefs.
The chefs.
The chefs.
The chefs.
Yeah.
It was easy to get down for sure in the first half because the weather was ass and it was a little nippy out. But I will say, standing in the game, soaking wet, hands were already starting to prune, that once Buffalo drove down the field late in the second half, or first half, in the second quarter, and they were up by 3, I'm like, all right, they got like a minute left. They're about to score a touchdown here. I looked over to my dad. I was like, if they go up by 10, we got this game in the bag, baby, because Jalen Hurts had, at that point, 4 or 5 games in a row when he was down by 10 at the half, come back from behind and wins. So I was like, statistically, this team is honestly better being down by 10 than 3.
Yeah,
so like, I feel pretty good. Obviously, the second half was still a little shaky, but we hung with the boys. We did our piece.
Yeah. What's interesting is, I don't know who said it, but they were like, it looked like a loss in the first half. I got so many text messages, people complaining about Brian Johnson as the offensive coordinator, and it's like, people don't realize, like, the beginning of the game is scripted. The first, 15, 20, 25 plays are all mapped out. So the criticism that Brian Johnson got for the play calling early in the game should really maybe be directed towards Sirianni, and the praise should be directed towards Brian Johnson for changing the game plan, changing the strategy, and coming back from a 10-point deficit.
Yeah.
That's true. So I think that's something that's kind of lost on the average Eagle fan, where it's like, hey, look, it was frustrating, but they took in a bunch of information, made adjustments, and won the game.
That is one thing I think that this team has, that, like last year, I feel like we saw a team that was fairly new with Jalen Hurts taking the helm, and we had A.J. Brown and all this stuff, and they were just blowing out teams left and right. We had a phenomenal defense. But to your point, I think this is one of, if not the best teams that we've seen to make halftime adjustments. I mean, that's been their pretty much go-to thing every week, is that they come in, even the defense too, whatever they're doing, they're coming into halftime, and I think part of that is being down by a little bit, because you're not just riding that high of being up at halftime. You're coming in, you're going, hey, they're calling each other out, they're talking shit, and they come back out, and hey, they're going to take some licks,
Well, to your point, the Chefs didn't score in the second half.
They were the worst scoring team in the second half before obviously they played Oakland last week.
And you look at last year, where the Eagles put up like a record-breaking amount of points in the second quarter.
Yeah.
So it was like, they were just beating.
Manhandling, and then they would just run the ball, play good defense in the second half, and hope that you didn't score.
But, that win, it was just so impressive. When Lane Johnson got
brutal.
When he was out, when they made that call that he was out for the game, dude, it was just like, dude, I was like, it was
Jack Driscoll,
it was concerning.
time, baby.
It was concerning.
Yeah.
And but they made adjustments too, and what was crazy was the Bills couldn't get along. If you watch all of DeAndre Swift's runs, all of his good runs went to the left. He would either start out right and counter to the left, or they would just RPO to the left, and they would get behind Mailata and take off. The last
QB draw?
The QB draw down. But also
even the Sanders run, they got us down, or Swift, they got us down to the 5 or the 10.
They ran to the left.
Yeah.
They ran to the left. Well, so, that was another adjustment, though. They realized that, Driscoll, he's not Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
And
no sense putting that pressure on him. He got licked the first play, I think, offensively. But honestly, he made a good point to the media.
He kind of held his own. I mean, it was definitely a downgrade, but I mean, he wasn't like, a total turnstile.
He only gave up, I think, 1 sack. But also, he said, he's like, listen, was I nervous? Yeah, for sure. He said, but I only found out 4 hours before the game that I was playing. Like, I'm prepared. But at the same time, after that first drive where I kind of got pushed around a little bit, I was like, I'm going to get better on every play. And he did very well on a sloppy game with the Bills defense and team that was riding that high from that first big win that they had after they fired their OC.
Yep.
And Oliver has been cooking. You had Williams over there too, or Phillips, that's a dirt ball that was cooking too all year. He held his own. And to your point, if you want to run the rock or have an efficient run, you go to the left. And honestly, shout out again to the GOAT, Jason Kelsey. That man was out here barreling people.
Love it.
That last run too. The 2 last runs. The Swift run, he flipped over the main guy on defensive line, and then the Jalen Hurts run,
the QB draw,
bang. Yeah. He was the one that set that crucial block.
He pulled out and made that block, and but the difference between this Niners team and this Eagles team is you played that game without Dallas Goedert, you played that game without arguably your best offensive lineman, Lane Johnson, and you won. And then you look on the other side of the field this week with the Niners. What did the Niners do when they didn't have Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel?
0-3.
They went 0-3, dude.
That's right.
And so it's like, for the Eagles to be an underdog at home is just it's disgrazia.
I think the line's 3 now.
Yeah, it went up.
Dude,
3.
It went up.
I don't.
Are you hammering that +3 or money line?
If I didn't make any bets yet, but if I do, I'm going money line. I'm baffled. I'm just like, what? Does Vegas know something that we don't, or is it just that everyone around the country is betting on the Niners?
People just don't like the Eagles. They don't like Philadelphia.
They don't like and I think there's just this narrative has built up that like they're just kind of getting lucky and
we're squeaking by.
They haven't really been dominating these games or whatever.
But you can't say that's what pisses me off though, is that like people can still be like, well, Dallas is coming up here, but they haven't beaten anybody.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're 10-1. And they're still like, well, yeah, but every game the refs are on their side. It's like no one has ever, like, as Eagles fans, we know the refs are never on our side. And honestly, there's been some calls for sure where like, okay, might have got away here, but
maybe that Darius Slay.
But there's been equally amount of plays that the other team has done that they haven't gotten calls on, like the offsides that almost fucking blew out Jalen Hurts' leg. Yep. Again, that was Phillips who tried to fight an Eagles fan as well, and the guy didn't even flinch, which is funny as hell. But it's like. It's not like we're the Patriots where they're giving us the ball. We're still down by 10 most games, or coming from behind and have to put on a great, second half, giving up 500 yards of offense to the other team. Like we're not just steamrolling teams and getting lucky calls. Yeah, does your quarterback make a wrong throw every now and then? For sure. If Valdez-Scantling catches that ball, it does change the game. But we both played in the rain. If on a option route, Gabe Davis goes in or instead of going out, they probably win that game. But that's a miscommunication. It comes down, like Sirianni said in the offseason, it's the little things. We know from last year we can get to the promised land, but this year is even more important to clean up the little shit. Like knowing, all right, if there's a minute and a half left, you're not going to pull Gabe aside and say, hey, maybe go in instead of out. No. You're going to let him do his own thing and then have to guess split second in the rain. Go for it. That's just the little shit that Sean McDermott doesn't think about, like Nick Sirianni does. That was on like a blitz,
so like it was, he had to.
You can't react
quickly.
Yeah.
I will say, like, it is. I do love that. These games are going the way they are, and we've been kind of like squeaking by, and you combine that with like we have this like unstoppable play, that's much better, and it's just like. The Eagles are driving everyone else absolutely insane.
They are furious.
They're like losing their shit.
They are.
They can't deal with it. The fact that like the Eagles are talked about so much now in like the national media. They're on like prime time they've only had 2 1:00 games all year, which is kind of annoying, but also
the 425s are honestly brutal. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah.
But it's just hilarious that I'll be honest, like if we had switched places and it was like the Cowboys that had all this, I would be losing my shit. I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
But they do that to the Cowboys, whether they're like the Cowboys are right now like what, the 5th or 6th seed, and they still are like, yeah, but they could get the first seed if the Eagles lose and if they lost this game and if the Cat like.
Oh well, I mean, we heard last week Skip Bayless said they're on the way to becoming the best team in the league. I don't know if you remember.
It's scary to think that, and I almost don't want to say it to speak it into existence, but God forbid, Eagles lose this week and then they go to Jerry World and they lose to Dallas. They go from the 1 seed to the 5th seed. Like, how about that? How scary is that? 2 back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
They go from 1 to 5, and it's like, there's your home field advantage. Because what the Eagles have to look at right now is they're not playing for 1 bye week. They're playing for 2. Because you don't want to go to New York and play on a field where Aaron Rodgers tore his ACL.
Oh, yeah.
Or, I mean, his Achilles. Phillips tore his Achilles. That field's eating dudes alive.
Yeah, they're not going to play there.
If that turns into a bye week for the starters, you have Kelsey out there to do a little dance on the first snap, and you get them back out, you know? And so the Eagles are playing, they're not playing for 1 bye week, they're playing for 2. Lane Johnson's got to rest his groin. His groin.
Which was only a pop in the scar tissue, so like it wasn't, he'll be, also that dude is a absolute beast. So I
got a picture of him, I'll show you after the podcast. But yeah, what's the real story? How did he hurt his groin, dude? Come on. Let's be real, dude.
Probably had a good little night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
He's out and about. Paved the lane. He played.
I'm cool with that. They probably gave him a free night off. They're like, all right, man, go do your thing. Jack will take it. Jack's like, fuck, I didn't get that memo. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I had to stay at home last night. Lane got to go out.
Lane.
Yeah.
How did you really mess it up?
But I think that, again, I think that it fits that Philly narrative where, like, last year we dominated, we rolled over teams. This year, and B-Dog put it best. He's like, I love that they haven't had a great win yet because they're always hungry the next week for that convincing win. And I kind of do it every week where I'm like, this is the week. We're going to steamroll the Bills. And then we win, we get it done. But it's like, shit, put up 38 points, which is great. But it's still like, not quite there.
Best game. Incredible game, though.
And it's funny because we say that comment too almost everywhere. Where it's like, shit, Hurts did it again, or the defense made an incredible stop, or, old man Brandon Graham has 2 sacks in the final minute to close out the Dallas game. Like, people are oddly, our playoffs kind of start in this stretch, like you say, because you're playing for 2 buys.
You're playing for 2 buys.
So you got to come out and, like, whatever it takes for this next 2 weeks, even 3, because we'd like to beat Seattle too. Yeah. Then you could take a break off for New York when it comes down to it. But, Dallas has a hard stretch. San Fran has, after this game, a cakewalk.
Yeah,
they play the Rams. They play Arizona.
Dude, I'm not counting the Rams out. Look, dude,
I'm just saying, man.
I'm just saying. I think the Rams are. I think they can sneak into the playoffs. And here it is. What's today's date? November 29th.
29th.
Rams will be the last seed in the playoffs. They're going to sneak in
the NFC.
They're going to pit, and it's going to pit. I think the Seahawks, the wheels are falling off, and I think the wheels are coming on to the Rams.
They were pretty impressive this week, right? The Rams.
Yeah, Matt. I mean, look, you guys still remember.
Stafford's back.
You still have a Super Bowl winning quarterback in Matthew Stafford.
Yeah,
you got a Super Bowl winning coach. You still have some talent on the defense. You shipped some players out, but I think the Rams are they're overlooked. They're overlooked, for sure.
All right, Sands. Okay, fine. Let's say the Rams are the real deal. They still only play. Actually, they got a pretty decent schedule coming up. I'm not gonna lie. They got Baltimore coming down, so we're fine. They got Seattle after us.
And here's the other thing.
Washington.
The Rams beat Seattle twice. So they own the playoff spot. They own the tiebreaker.
Also, that Rams game that would be the last game of their season. So that could be huge. San Fran and the Rams.
So I'm saying, I think the Rams are going to sneak into the playoffs, dude. And look, Kyron Williams, he's got talent. The kid's good. He's good. He was good at Notre Dame. He's good now. He's healthy. Cooper Kupp, hopefully he just doesn't. I feel like he's made of glass, dude. He concerns me a little bit.
Yeah.
He concerns me a little bit, but back to the Birds. Last week, dude, that Bills game was just such a good game, and what I liked. Here's another thing I liked about it, and this isn't about the game, but it's more about the media. The media is finally starting to give the Eagles, specifically Jalen Hurts, their flowers.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, everyone kept doubting them, and now the sports books are still doubting them, and no one wants to give them. The sports books, the media's giving their credit, sports books aren't, which is just, I don't know, man. Like, how is it that?
I don't know what, and I think Hurts again, who has just such a stoicness about him at the podium, but even after the game, he's like, "What more do you want me to say?" Like, not only has he had a streak of 12 plus games against 12 plus wins against winning teams, not counting playoffs, obviously because of the Super Bowl, but then 5 or 6 consecutive wins against teams when he goes down by 10. He needs 2 more touchdowns passing wise to be the first quarterback to have back-to-back years with 20 plus passing and 10 plus rushing. He's the first quarterback with 3 years in a row of 10 plus rushing. I mean, the guy, literally, what more does he have to do? People get more hung up on his knee or this and that. Like, yeah, does he have it bad first half? Sure, but he owns up to it. He doesn't say whatever. The guy, like you said, after the stage plays in the beginning, they make adjustments. He comes out and he's not just squeaking by and winning games. He's dominating the second half offensively,
killing it.
It's the defense. Yeah. If they could just get a little bit better of covering receivers, we'd be phenomenal. Because I feel like the defensive front is getting pressures of the top 3 duos that have the most pressures in the NFL, the Eagles are tied for second with Dallas, with Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick. And that's what happened last year where this year where we're missing it by an inch, they were getting there. That's why we almost broke the fucking 1985 Bears record of sacks, where it's like you're that close defensively to just giving your offense a fucking breather.
Well, I think this week, Brock Purdy isn't as fast as Josh Allen,
And Trent Williams isn't getting any younger either.
He's not getting younger, but I think that they're going to sack. I think they're going to sack Purdy, dude. I think they're going to eat from the middle. I think the interior of their line, you got Williams on the left, but the middle of the Niners line is weak, and that's where they're going to attack. They're attacking the interior line. I think
Carter,
not Hargrave, Carter. Carter's he's gonna eat this week. This is his week. He had a blocked field goal last week.
Almost a picked off spike the week before.
Almost picked off spike.
And then he got drug tested this week.
Hey.
Yeah, there you
go. But yeah, Hurts his knee, looks healthy. His knee he had some rushing yards this game. What do you have, like 67?
16 attempts, 68 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. So,
and a couple of those little sneaks that, can't be good for the knee. You're getting shoved both ways. I mean, you're hitting a helmet on the front, and you're getting someone's dick in your butt in the back, so it can't be the most beneficial run for the knee.
Yeah.
But only thing I'm worried about for this San Fran game, to be honest, if it's looking like it's going to be sloppy again with rain and all that, granted, our defense last week held Buffalo to like 2.9 or 2.6 per run via running back. Obviously, Josh Allen got after it.
Yeah.
To your point, Purdy isn't much of a runner. McCaffrey was cooking before Purdy got hurt in the championship game, So that's the only thing where, I get it.
Yeah.
That's the only, especially with if we lose the Leonard deal to Dallas, I just, that's the big thing. How do you cover that? Because that could expose the whole defense.
I saw today too that someone pointed out that this year, like the Niners are undefeated when they rush for 112 yards or 115 yards or more. They're like 0-3 or whatever when they don't.
Yeah.
So if we could just keep their rushing attack under
and
control,
rushing attack
that's
also
the recipe
includes
to
Debo.
win. Right.
Containing
Debo,
that shit.
What worries me about the Niners offense is Kittle. The Eagles they don't really cover the tight end too well.
Yeah.
I don't think Kincaid had a catch in the second half.
And they shut down Kelsey too. I mean, you face an up-and-coming tight end in the AFC. I think he will be a top 3 tight end, too, in a couple years. I love Kincaid. And Kelsey, kind of was shut down.
He didn't have a good night.
Granted, he dropped a lot, but that fumble was very uncharacteristic of him.
Yep.
And I think that it comes down to whoever's on him, whether it's Sidney Brown or Josh Jobe or whoever they're going to put on there. But I'm not worried about our wings, so if it's like a Debo Samuel type of run, I feel confident in that kind of shit because we haven't really gotten beat yet, knock on wood, in that kind of trick shit. It's just a regular screen, north and south, McCaffrey. I mean, the dude, you got to give credit where credit's due, and that guy has been cooking this year.
I think McCaffrey's going to get his. I think the key is you got to stop Kittle somehow. But I think the most important thing, fix my hat. Most important thing, can't let Debo score. You can't let this guy that is dishing out all this trash talk and all this swag, you can't let him get in the end zone.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just, you can't let them get that little bit of high ground right there.
It would drop. My skin's already boiling thinking about him in the end zone. Although fantasy, I'm kidding. I can't. No, unless we're up, unless it's garbage time minutes. I think the key to the game to win, let them do their run. Let McCaffrey try to do his thing and Debo do their run here and there. But force Purdy to have to throw the ball late in the game.
I can see, I feel like Debo is going to score. And he's gonna do that, like mocking the fly Eagles thing, and then he's gonna get have like a fumble or something in the fourth quarter and lose in the game.
Feel like a jackass.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that.
Well, the teams are
0 for 2 that people have done that.
The teams are completely opposite though, in the sense of how they play half by half. And the Niners, they jump out and then they fall apart, and the Eagles, they fall behind and then they clobber you in the second half, and. It would be interesting to see how the game goes with how the scripted plays go, because when you get off script, that's when I think the Eagles will get it together.
I can see 2-3 and outs. We haven't necessarily yet been kicked in the mouth in the first half. 10 points is quite manageable. especially when you get lucky with getting the ball back in the first half or second half. I mean, you know, it would be interesting, and I hope we don't see it, but it'd be interesting to see if we go down, 14, more than 10, and then San Fran gets the ball back first. How we show up, that could get ugly real fast. But San Fran has the potential to be that team like we were last year, where they come out early, they smack you in the face, and you really got to hope that defense gets locked down. But it all starts, to your point, is can we get those sack numbers up? Which we haven't had a game all year where the defense has actually eaten.
I just don't see how they don't get to Purdy. I mean, you got to, if you keep him at 3rd and long, you're going to get there. But on the flip side, you got Bosa didn't do squat last year in the NFC Championship.
Yeah. And
with Chase Young on the other side, you look back. What is it? I think week 3 where the Eagles played the Commies, and Mailata put Chase Young in a diaper.
Yeah,
he put him in a diaper, and then in the NFC Championship last year, Lane Johnson put Nick Bosa in a diaper. Yeah. So you might have 2 babies on the outside,
and the fans put Joey Bosa in the diaper.
And dude, I want to tweet at him like, "Yo, are you coming? Are you coming this week?
Yeah,
because I'm going to the game, dude."
Well, we know he's out hurt. He didn't even play anymore.
That's what I'm saying. He's hurt.
As well.
I mean, where are the Chargers playing? The Chargers are playing. Are they in New England? They're in New England
on the East Coast. He could be at the game,
yeah.
Dude. He could be at the game, dude.
Well, it's not a playoff. I feel like I don't know if you can leave your team, but he could be.
If he's out for the year, he's on IR, dude. It's just like, yo. I mean,
that'd be hysterical.
That would be hysterical if he comes to. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
On a day, I mean, the things whether or not the weather is a factor, that's fine. I will say a plus side is that the 49ers have lucked out where they've played the last couple of games in pretty nice weather, doing pretty good, no big deal. The Eagles have had shit conditions 2 weeks in a row.
Sounds like it might be shitty again.
San Fran also had some extra days because they played on Thanksgiving, so they've had a little extra day break or two to prep for this game.
Yep.
And I feel like this team is just built with such an odd sense of every game matters. Every game is a resilient game.
Which team?
The Eagles.
Yeah.
And it's an odd feeling to have, like I said before, where like we would go down before half and we're like, fuck, I don't know, like we got to make a play. But I felt so calm every game this year. And especially knowing with the energy that Link is going to bring this Sunday, 10-1, best team in the NFL, no credit, underdogs, which is ridiculous. Deshaun Jackson retiring. It's the first ever Philadelphia national, Rocky Day. Yeah. Sylvester Stallone is probably going to show up. That place is going to be...
Sly's going to be there, dude.
This place is going to go bonkers.
Dude, Sly. I was at an Eagles game once and Sly was there. He was like in the rafters. And then
that was the first game at the Link.
That's what it probably was. I'm taking
He's going to be up on the left side. I can already picture it here, right? You're going to have Deshaun Jackson be an honorary captain. Yay, woohoo, retires an Eagle. Love to do some highlight reels, whatever. Kick the ball off, San Fran, 3 and out. Then right around a little bit of halftime, Eagles come out. Then they show Rocky Balboa in the rafters doing the little fucking, with his little hat on.
I want to see him doing push-ups.
Yeah. One-handed.
Yeah, one-handed
chasing
push-ups.
Chasing the chicken around at halftime.
Him and D-Jax, dude.
Fuck a halftime show. I want to see, let the chickens loose. Let Sly catch some chickens real quick.
That's all we want to see.
Boom.
Give the people what they want.
I don't want to see the dogs and the frisbee. Give me Sly chasing some fucking chickens.
That's all we want.
I'll be good to go.
Yeah. Apparently there's going to be like a thing on the Parkway at like 11.
They're opening up a store
shop.
now.
Yeah, I saw that. Next to the statue.
He'll be there at 1.
What are you guys' opinion on the Rocky statue?
What about it?
I felt like it was...
do you think it's cool or is it embarrassing?
I think it's stupid now that it's at the bottom of the steps. I feel like it lost its luster. Obviously, when you run up, because, everybody, they come up to Philly, they run up the steps, they look back to do the little thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you go back down and your picture's at the basement.
I think it would look kind of strange if it was at the top of the...
It was.
It would be definitely a little strange. I think it's also like, think about what if you're like 80 years old, dude? You're like, I gotta walk up these fucking steps to take a picture with the Rocky statue.
Then your time's done, baby.
Then you don't deserve to be the champion and take a picture with the Rocky. You know what?
If you can't do the steps, you can't get a pic, baby.
You can't get a pic with the Rock, all right?
The thing that's funny about it to me is, because I'm sure there's other cities where they have statues of fictional characters, because it's like probably like the person who wrote that novel lived there or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there'll be like a statue of like Winnie the Pooh or some shit like that, or like
That sounds like some Minnesota bullshit.
But it's funny. It's just funny that ours is from a movie. So if you think about it, it's really just a statue of Sylvester Stallone. Like it's not like if we have a Sylvester Stallone.
We have a statue of a man that was born and raised in fucking Hell's Kitchen in New York.
Yeah.
No, he's from, Sly's from Philly.
No, he's not. He was born and raised. He was born and raised in Hell's Kitchen in New York.
He went to Lincoln High School.
And then moved to Philadelphia.
He went to Lincoln. He's a Philadelphia public school. He got a Philadelphia diploma.
Yeah, he's got the diploma.
I'm just saying.
That's enough for me.
I think other cities should have different.
We all are
Sly
watching the movie
Stallone
Saturday,
statues
before the game.
If you don't want
based on different movies and TV shows.
If you don't want the Sly statue at the bottom of the steps, where would you put it?
At the top, baby.
And then what? You put the Rizzo statue at the bottom of the steps. That's the plan. We'll just put the Rizzo statue there. It'll just be him waving.
They're like, we're in the basement here. I don't know. You can't get rid of the Rocky statue, though.
No, it's a fixture. But I do think it would be funny if other cities had other Sylvester Stallone statues, like based on, like if
well, Rocky 3, he goes to the West Coast, so like they could put one over there.
They could put a Rocky
Detroit.
4. They could put a Rocky 4 statue in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Or,
they
should have,
if I could change and you could change, we all could change. The dude single-handedly defeated communism and the Cold War.
Came down, Fucking, they should have in Tulsa. They can have a statue of Sylvester Stallone from the hit TV show Tulsa King.
There's just Sly statues all over.
Everywhere.
The one in Vietnam could be a little pushy when he was at Rambo.
There's one in I guess I don't know
somewhere.
I think it's probably like L.A. of Sylvester Stallone from the movie Cobra. You ever seen Cobra?
Cobra's a good movie though.
Cobra's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's like the most.
I don't think I saw it.
Oh, dude, he like directed it too, which is great. It was like right after.
Whenever he directs a movie that he's also in,
it came out like
fantastic.
a year. It came out like a year after Rocky 4. And I almost think that like it seems like a movie that like should be like remade today and marketed towards like conservatives or something, because it's like
doesn't quite make sense.
It's like it's like the movie. It's like such a like fascist movie because it's like he's like Sylvester Stallone is just this like cop that doesn't play by the rules or whatever, and it's like the whole like thing is that there's this like crazy psycho gang that's just like crazy ritual murder or whatever psycho shit, but like all like the rules are keeping them from being able to go after them or whatever. There's just really a scene.
He always plays a cop that's like
there's a scene
going
where
against the grain.
He's like driving it somewhere with like the main like love interest or whatever, and she's just saying something like yeah, I just don't know why are there so many these criminals or whatever. And then he says something to like, yeah, well, we keep putting them in jail, but these judges keep letting them out. It's just totally like
ever since the DA.
Yeah, ever since fucking Larry Krasner fucking letting all these criminals run around. But there's literally a line in the movie towards the end where he like finally faces off with like the main bad guy. And he's like, has like the bad dude like dead to rights or whatever. And the guy's just laughing. He's like, you can't kill me. That's illegal. It's so fucking good.
You have a body cam. You can't kill me.
And then also like throughout the whole movie, his like foil is like this like, Four Eyes like nerd cop that's trying to like play by the rules and keeps like
he's like they're over there in the left hand corner.
Keeps,
he's like shut up,
keeps
dweeb.
being like Cobra, you're out of line. Like this. And then at the very end, like it looks like they're gonna like sort of like make amends or whatever, and Sylvester Stallone just punches him in the face, and then that's like the end. Then he drives away, and that's like the end of the movie. It's
just
so
a little
fucking good.
Cheap shot. Demolition Man's not that dissimilar to that.
Demolition Man, great movie.
Demolition Man, phenomenal. There's Taco Bells everywhere,
dude. That like shaped my childhood. Dude. The Three Seashells,
dude. Wesley Snipes,
great movie.
Love Demolition Man.
What's another good Sly movie that's underrated? Over the Top.
Over the Top.
I've seen that one.
Oh, he's a trucker, and he has to win his son back through like an arm wrestling competition.
Oh shit, I do know that.
Great movie.
The arm wrestling movie.
Dude, great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Damn.
There's a dude that like drinks gasoline and then he like arm wrestles someone. It's like, how did that work?
That's like
I think that makes sense, but
They should remake something like that, but it's with that like power slap thing they have now.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Just like the most dumb.
I love watching this video. Where they're like, make it count, make it count.
It's just
and
like
the dude just gets rocked.
Yeah.
Put on his ass.
It's like a sport where it's literally just give people concussions.
Yeah.
Well, that's like that would be good to like have like a celebrity power slap. Like, yo, Debo Samuel and Hassan Reddick power slap.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
That's a great power slap match, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Debo can go first. I trust that. I trust and believe that one will be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like some
Yeah.
washed up like C actors. Like I remember when they did like celebrity boxing.
Oh yeah.
I remember one time seeing like I forget what his real name is, but Screech from Saved by the Bell was
hell
on
yeah.
there.
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin Diamond, yeah, and I think he won. I think he was like kind of jacked. It was just like I don't know, just hasn't been doing anything all these years. Probably just been lifting weights and shit.
Wasn't he a porn star for a minute?
I think he's dead. Dude.
Yeah, he's dead. He died.
Oh yeah.
So he's not doing that good.
I mean, well, he kind of sounded. Hey, I had a good life. He was an amateur boxer, porn star, fucking started Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. What's there to do? He was like, I'm gonna call it.
yeah. He lived fast and he
Died.
burned out.
Probably died hard.
Yeah.
Died hard, yeah.
Like hard, physically hard, probably.
But wait, how do we get to because it's Rocky.
Because we're talking about the
Oh,
Rocky
yeah, Rocky
thing.
Day,
It's
baby.
Rocky
Yeah,
Day.
that's how we got
can't
there.
lose on Rocky Day.
No,
Can't,
not
no,
on
no.
the first. Although I will say, when they opened up the vet and he was there, they did lose to Tampa Bay, so that sucks.
Yeah.
The vet. I missed the
No,
vet.
well they lost. The last game at the vet they lost, and then the first game at the Link they lost.
Put a finger down if you peed in a sink at the vet.
Put a finger.
Yeah, I haven't done that. I never did that.
You ever put a finger down or peed in a
No,
sink?
no, I didn't
I
see
never-
that. I didn't do. Never put a finger down.
I mean, the vet was literally lawless. They had that so lawless they had
Oh,
to put
yeah. They had the little jail cell.
Yeah.
Uncle Pat was in that prison before.
not Uncle Joe.
Not Uncle Joe. He would never do
No,
that.
Uncle Joe's clean as a whistle.
Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe's clean as a
Pat.
whistle, dude.
Uncle Pat got.
Uncle Joe just knew how not to get caught.
Uncle Joe was
That's
probably
real.
there and was like, "I'm not doing this." Uncle Pat. Oh yeah.
Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat rocked.
Yeah, the vet was a trip, dude.
Different breed.
I remember when they knocked the vet down, and then like people were selling like
Bricks of it.
yeah, but
I
it's
got a
like,
couple stones.
But do you?
Yeah.
I got a, I think somewhere,
I still got some stones.
I think somewhere in my
It's
parents'
just like-
house, I have like there's like a little wooden box with like a little square of like the
Yeah.
turf.
My brother
the
hopped the
AstroTurf
fence and
or
like
like
grabbed
that.
a couple rocks and like got them all. Yeah.
All right,
Remember
well,
it was Mayor Street and the Fanatic were like 3, 2.
Yeah, I remember the Fanatic had the
Yeah.
plunger.
the fanatic,
Man.
dude. The fanatic, he could do no wrong. He should go to the Eagles game this weekend.
He should.
Yeah,
Him, Gritty,
just-
get them all up in there.
What's the fanatic doing right now? He's
Chilling.
He's chilling, dude. Like bring him out.
You're making 6 figures anyway. You get half the year off, like a couple months off.
Him and Swoop. They should do a Philly mascot tush push
I do
with
miss.
Sly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sly carrying the ball.
Yeah, there we go. Let's tweet this at them, dude. Gritty, Swoop, Philly.
Got a
fanatic.
lot of ideas.
They should also bring back that goofy ass swoop. Remember that big old doofy swoop that was there for a minute?
No, I don't know. I don't.
It was all puffed up.
Was it the same one that was in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
It was all like this.
What the hell
I thought
that
do it for you.
mean? No.
that didn't connect.
Oh
man.
shit! No, now I know.
Oh, that one.
Damn.
Swoop, dude. Swoop. I was at a wedding last year, and Swoop came.
What?
Dude, Swoop came, dude, and the like the dance floor was kind of pop. Like it wasn't popping before he got there. Swoop came, dude. Dance floor was popping the rest of the night, dude.
Hell yeah. There's a little bit of
It'd be
bird
hilarious
gang
if you were
energy.
like a single guy at the wedding trying to like find someone to like hit on or whatever, but then Swoop just swoops in.
Swoop cock blocks you.
Swoops in, yeah, you got like Swoop.
What the fuck, Swoop?
Yeah.
Like, damn it.
God damn it.
You're
Not
like
again.
reaching
Not
like-
again.
You're like you're going for the last piece of cake, and Swoop comes in. It's like,
yeah,
what the
just
fuck,
happening all night.
dude? It's like, damn it, Swoop.
Damn. Your day comes back, there's a feather in her hair. You're like, what the fuck? Where were you at? Nowhere? Just hanging out? Yeah, just hanging around. Damn. All right, what we got? I'll tell you what, though. We wrapped up the Bills game. We anticipated the Niners game. What do we have in terms of a score prediction? Right
Yeah.
now, the weather, I still believe, is looking potentially
Let
sloppy.
me take a look at the weather real quick.
Slip sloppy.
I'm going to the game. I bought waterproof boots.
But it's only 50. It's 55. Last week, the high was like 40.
I'm not getting any service down here. But what we got? What we got? What's Sunday looking like? We got 50% rain. It's gonna rain.
It looks like it's probably going to rain.
It's gonna rain. It might not be that bad though.
I think I'm still going to try to tailgate though.
Oh yeah, my dad. We're
I'll be
doing
there.
a seafood. We're doing a seafood stew.
Oh,
you
shit,
going to
that sounds good.
Yeah, I got season tickets. We're there.
Oh hell yeah! My buddy's got season tickets, and
Hell yeah.
he works at Live,
Hell
the
yeah.
casino, and
Yep,
he's a security like manager, director, or whatever. I don't know. He's in charge of security there, but so on home games he can't get off. But one game a year you can get off, and he was
Hell
like,
yeah.
Dave, do you want to go? I was like, he's like, pick a game, and
we
we could have went to any game, any home game, and he's like, I prefer cold games. I was like, dude.
It's the best last game of the year.
Niners Eagles. That's
Yeah.
the game. We're thinking about going to the Bills because it was
Close,
Kelly
cool
Green.
enough.
I knew it was a Kelly Green game, but Eagles Niners, dude. I mean,
We're doing a little Chiapino, little sausage sandwiches on the grill.
Nice.
all right, okay.
Nice.
We try to do
nice.
theme meals. You know what I mean?
This is another 4:30 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. There's only one other 1 o'clock, and it's like
It won't be until
one of those Giants games, probably maybe.
New Year's Day, maybe.
I mean, yeah, it might be that game.
There's a
that-
New Year's
Because we're
Eve game,
away
I
for
think.
Dallas, we're away for Seattle, and then we're home for the
Cardinals.
Giants and the
Oh, I
Cardinals.
think it might
Giants
be
and the
Cardinals
Cardinals, yeah.
actually.
Cardinals is a home game.
That's home. I think
Yeah.
that might be the 1 o'clock.
Cardinals is a home game. That might be the 1 o'clock game. Yeah.
55 is the high, 40 is the low. Game's at 4:25, so it's going to be on the lower side and wet.
Yeah, it'll probably get a little chilly. Yeah, nice and sloshy.
What do you got, Trev?
Oh, scores. I'm gonna go Eagles 24, Niners 17.
I'm going to go 28-24. Wait, what'd you say?
I said 24-17.
I'm going to go 28-24 San Fran.
You picked the Niners to win?
Yeah. But granted, I did pick the Chiefs to win, so maybe we're on
Yeah, we all had
here.
the Chiefs to win.
You're picking the Niners to win, bro?
I'm
like shook.
in my gut, I still have I feel like the Birds are going to pull this off. However, 3 weeks in a row in the rain.
Do we have to go back to talk about this game again? Because
No, I'm pumped.
Yeah, we got to start over.
Start
the pot over.
Yeah. What? You're
Yeah.
picking the Niners to win, dude.
Not because I want them to. I just feel like the way the game could potentially
We're
shake
trying
out.
to be objective
That's all.
journalists.
I understand.
No, but
I had
understand.
to. I understand. I'll take the flack, but hey, that's where my head's at right now. My heart, obviously, is for the Birds to pull this off. Like I know they probably.
do we
will.
know? Do we have a good idea if Lane Johnson's going to play or not?
He's playing?
He's playing, dude.
He's
like
playing.
for sure. Like
He's in.
I
He's
mean,
playing.
are we just saying that, or do you like?
He's playing.
Based on-
He's expected to play.
Okay.
He's playing.
He's expected to play.
So he's playing.
I think this game comes down to. I think the game's pretty much evenly matched in pretty much all the way to when you get to the bottom of the roster, and you look at the kickers. And I think this game will be lost in a field goal on the Niners. So I think I'm going to say 24-23.
Yeah, they got that like a rookie kicker too, right?
They got a
Yeah.
rookie kicker, Jake Moody. Guess what, bro? I look. Elliot's got ice in his veins. He's cold. I mean, he's got that. And I think it's contagious from Jalen, where it's like this stone cold, no situation phases you. He's also a Super Bowl winning kicker, so he's done it on the biggest stages.
Yeah.
But I just think it comes down to I think it comes down to a field goal, an extra point, something. Moody misses it, and then the narrative after that will be, oh well, if the Niners would have made that field goal,
If they still had Robbie Gold,
if they would have just made that field goal, they would have won.
Yeah.
And it won't end.
I could see it. Jake Elliott is 8 for. He's 8 for 8 in clutch time moments in under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's got absolute
He's nuts.
ice in those veins and a big old hog, probably.
Huge hog.
Yeah.
Clearly. How can you do it otherwise?
Easily.
Yeah.
But I just think it's another game where it's like who's the best boxer of our lifetime?
Of our whole lifetime?
Of our lifetime, like in our generation, probably Floyd Mayweather, right?
If we're going by just overall
Yeah,
record
right.
and wins, it got to be him.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like he never, dude. How many just say he had 40 wins. How many knockouts did he have? Like 15?
Less than
Not
that.
a lot, yeah.
Less
And
than
it's
that.
like,
He was,
all right, if you look at the Eagles wins
more of
this
a
year,
attrition guy.
You look at the Eagles this year. How many knockouts do they have?
0.
They really don't have any.
Could swing maybe Miami or Tampa Bay, but not really.
Tampa Bay. Maybe Tampa Bay was a knockout where it was that game was over and they were kind of running the clock. But my point is that like they've got this Floyd Mayweather thing to it where I think that, maybe the fight goes the distance, but the Eagles are going to come out on top in the points, dude.
On Rocky Day.
On Rocky Day, dude. You know what? Yeah. Who's the best boxer of our lifetime? Rocky.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rocky Balboa, baby.
And, if it comes down to a decision, we know that the refs are biased for the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, obviously, they're
24-23, dude.
Greasing those palms.
I can see that. It's going to be another stressful ass. That place is going to be, if it's anything like it has been the last couple of games for Dallas and Buffalo, it's going to be even more so for San Fran, just because of all that shit talking they did, everything else they did. So
yeah, it's like because I don't want to like get down to their level and be treating this like it's the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
I just want to.
I don't want to be in that spot, but I just want to fucking kill them.
My
so
heart
bad.
of heart,
like,
yeah.
My
heart of heart wants to fucking own their ass. Yeah,
dude. I
just like a year or however many months of them just whining and
wish we could just.
Oh my god!
So
you know, be sweet. You know, be perfect and like a sweet moment is that if we knocked out Brock Purdy again.
God. I was thinking that. I was like, how fucking funny would it be if this game just played out the exact same way? Just like first series, just Hassan Reddick comes in and just smacks him.
They put a tight end to block Hassan Reddick again, dude. That would be outrageous.
Yeah.
That would be outrageous.
Oh my god!
Shanahan could find a way. You could find a way.
Oh, that would be the place would go fucking nuts.
Oh my!
Because when Trent Williams got kicked out of that championship game, and I sit right on the visitors' tunnel, I've never had to held back a full beer can in my life so hard. I was like ready to just. This is the moment, baby. I'm just gonna deck this guy in the head because everybody was like, "Fuck you! We're gonna murder your fam!" Like everybody was so mad.
Is that like I can't think of any Kayvon Wallace highlights besides Trent Williams choke slamming him.
Yeah.
That was the best play he did for the Birds was Kayvon Wallace just taking a hit for the team from Trent Williams.
The game was over. I mean, yeah. And it was cool. Dude, there's one iconic image from that when Hurts wearing the overcoat. Do you remember that shot? There was a shot after the scuffle was going on. Hurts is kind of on the field. He's like 5 feet out, but he's wearing the raincoat, like the heavy coat.
Yeah, the big coat.
And it was like very Batman-esque.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And for last year it was all Batman.
Can you just where can you buy those big coats?
I wish it'll comfy as hell.
I know. Like I just want to have the big.
We could have used them in the face.
Dude, wear it around the house, dude. Ass naked, just like butt naked, just walking around, fucking.
That would be the ultimate, like, flasher, just retire the trench coat, get the big-ass quarterback coat. Just, yeah, you can really, like, wing it out there,
Yeah, dude, I mean, that's like the, you have to pee in the middle of the night, and you don't want to walk to the room
throw
naked.
on the big quarterback coat.
Yeah, throw on the quarterback coat. Go to the
when
bathroom.
It's cold outside, it's still a little warm, nice and cozy, you know what I mean? Just get it done.
Yeah.
Your girl's wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Next thing is, now it's hers. You're going to get another one. Yeah.
It's like, what's going on here? That's my quarterback coat.
It is funny because it is funny, like, seeing them wearing that on the side because it doesn't really make them look like some kind of, like, imperial admiral or something.
Yeah.
It's just some sort of evil, like, dignified. Yeah. Just with a big cape.
And now we're in Gladiator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this game, I think it's going to be close. I mean, have you ever seen the game where there's a college game where Hurts and Purdy went head to head?
Oh yeah, and it was crazy.
That's when we snagged up their coordinators though in that championship game.
It was like 52-45 or something.
We had the secondary coach and the linebacker coach from Brock Purdy's college on our defensive team that championship game.
Really?
Yeah.
What, like last year?
Yeah. Which was mind blowing,
dude. Back to the shit talking on the sidelines, dude. Like, what the Eagles fans, after seeing the attention that they've got by Erkin getting under the skin of the Bills players, bro, if the Niners are losing...
They're going to snap.
Dude, if the Niners are losing, dude, it's going to... Dude, they are...
I
can't imagine how under their skin they're going to get, dude.
It's a mental warfare game.
Oh, dude.
Mental warfare is what we're talking about on Sunday. Because they're going to come out with the little boom box and all that weird, stupid shit. Mental warfare. They're not ready for this shit.
Dude.
We're a bunch of rowdy degenerates that love football and hanging out with others like ourselves. And San Fran's got a fucking weak-ass fan base. They're not ready for this shit.
Any best bets? Anyone like any bets? Anything that you think is maybe a lock or a long shot that you like?
Citywide lock.
Let's look at the let's get a quick look at the line real quick. Where it's at right now. I'm not getting any single down here, am I?
Yeah, it's probably. I know earlier today it was like 3, but like it was a.
It's been flirting with 2.5.
The plus 3 was kind of. It was like +3 minus 115.
Mm-hmm. You know what the over under is?
I don't know.
You know, I got it at my score of 24-23 is. Yeah, I'm not getting any service. Is 47. So I could totally see it being like 47.5. And if that's the case, I will take the under. My lock is, everyone's going to have a Christian McCaffrey touchdown.
Well, although with the weather again, if the over-under is 47 and you want the under, they went
way over.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe. But I think that,
But that's because Josh Allen could run.
Allen could run.
Minus 14 points, you're good to go.
Total's 47.
Damn. Holy shit.
Dude, 24-23, book it. Book it.
He called that shit to a T.
Dude.
That's hysterical.
There was a couple long shot parlays that I liked that I was like, this might be good. 2 McCaffrey touchdowns, 2 Hurts touchdowns, same game.
Well, easy money.
I think that's plausible. I like McCaffrey for 2 touchdowns. You got to accept that they're going to score points, guys.
Yeah.
But, I like McCaffrey for 2 touchdowns. And then, Hurts has spread the ball around for the most part. Who had, you get 3 different receivers with touchdowns last week. So, you could throw a dart at any of the Eagles receivers, and it's a good bet in my opinion.
That touchdown in the back of the end zone to Zacchaeus.
That was amazing.
14%.
That was an MVP play.
That was a 14% completion pass. 14%, that's it.
Dude, if you look at this, the way he threw it, the spiral, the touch, it was just...
The double coverage?
It was just beautiful.
That is an MVP caliber throw.
And who is close? Who's the MVP? Who's even close to him in MVP?
A non-quarterback.
You could say McCaffrey. You could say, I guess, Mahomes.
Tyreek Hill.
So people who got Tua.
Not Tua. I would think it's...
Someone I saw had Trent Williams. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the first non-QB.
I think that was like Emmanuel Ocho who had like...
Dickhead.
Yeah.
I think
he may have... I think he may have had Hurts #1, but...
Yeah, because the first non-QB in 10 years to be MVP is going to be a left tackle.
Yeah.
Who didn't play for 4 games.
Yeah,
Hurts plus 140.
People got Brock Purdy up there.
And then Mahomes plus 350 and Lamar plus 400.
Lamar is not MVP this year.
Brock Purdy is plus 1300.
Lamar's been not MVP this year. He's been okay to win games, but he hasn't been that caliber of quarterback.
If Hurts wins these next 2 games, if the Eagles win these next 2 games, they're going to take that bet. They're going to take that down.
I think if he even
wins...
That
bet will come down. They'll be like, all right, well, it's locked up now.
I think if he even just wins this Sunday handedly, fuck it. We lose to Dallas. I really don't give a shit. If we beat San Fran...
If you beat San Fran, you pretty much lock up the 1 seed.
You lose to Dallas, let them get their 13-game win streak at home, whatever, be a tough game. They might pull it off. I don't really give a shit at that point. But then you get Seattle, which you should be focused in and can definitely beat that team. This Eagles team takes care of business against weaker teams like no other year the Eagles have done.
Yeah.
And they live up to the moment against really challenging games.
Yeah. There was one thing I saw where it was like
This is a pivotal game of the season right here.
It was like, oh yeah. This is the right now. Every game
is a must win, but this is the must win.
But there was something I saw. It was like Eagles heading into the gauntlet. The Eagles are the gauntlet. What team really wants to play the Eagles?
We are the system, baby.
Yeah.
The Eagles are the gauntlet, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, this I'm trying to think of other any best bets, anything anyone likes, anything anyone's feeling.
You said 2 tutties for Hurts and McCaffrey.
I would sprinkle like a quarter. I'm gonna put a quarter unit on 2 tuds for McCaffrey, Hurts.
I say 3 tutties each for. Ooh, well, you said 2 already for Hurts and McCaffrey.
And I would
say a Goddard and a Kittle touchdown.
Okay, is Goddard gonna play?
He's on. He is fighting for his life to play. If he does play, I would put that on there. But I'm going to put it on there now, in the hopes that he does play.
I was gonna say I like Kittle over in yards. I think that's a easy one.
You got to put Ayuk in there somewhere if you want to do wide receivers twos. If you want to do Ayuk and Devontae Smith for over 100, could see that.
Yeah.
Because this team's going to give up, even in slight rain.
Brock
Purdy needs to launch the ball. They can't rely on McCaffrey for everything.
All right. So here's what I like right now. I like the Christian McCaffrey, Hurts, 2 tutties each. I like Kittle over on yards. Purdy to throw an interception.
Oh yeah, easy money,
dude. That's a full unit play. You put a unit on that one.
The funny thing is too, in the right moment, the perfectly timed interception in the link against a team like San Fran, that place, you don't come back from that. I look back, even like, San Fran game, or what's it called? Minnesota. They were up 7-0, marching down to get up to be 14-0 in the red zone.
Yeah.
We intercepted the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was at that game.
Yeah, that's all they needed.
Yeah.
And every game so far has really been a buildup of playoff environment, and last week felt like that as well. This is going to be a playoff environment team. We haven't sat down all year.
Yeah.
Except for commercial breaks, because now they put the little green clock up there. So you get to sit there we got 2 minutes, Dad. Let's sit down for a minute.
Yeah, that's a good point though about how it felt like a playoff. The Chiefs game, dude. It felt like two
juggernauts.
It felt like two juggernauts, just taking big swings at each other. And last week that felt like a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah,
it felt like
what could have been last year.
That was the best game that I've watched since the Super Bowl. It had any game,
all the emotions of the game. We played from behind for a while. We had the lead for a little bit. We gave it up.
In the rain,
forced it up to overtime. They score first with a field goal, so we can only either get a field goal or a touchdown. And they, our beloved QB draw to win the game, which is funny as shit. But
yeah, pull that when they need to, man.
I think the last thing, I don't know how we are on time, but the one thing that I've been thinking about it more and more is just, and this might seem redundant to what some of the national media said, but dude, Jalen Hurts' composure and the way he is calm in every situation is dude, next time you get excited about anything, just put that in your head for a second. Just how this guy is just pumps the brakes, and it's there's no reason to be excited about anything,
Does he smile?
He smiled. He smiled after the game. He said,
"Smirk." That's a smirk.
He gave you the.
Someone
what
caught
him
smiling at the Sixers game he was at on
He
Monday.
did, yeah. I'm not saying don't smile, but it's just
I love it.
When you're in these high pressure situations, I don't know. I don't know.
He's not happy until he wins a Super Bowl.
Everyone has a job and it stresses them out, but when you're in that mode and you're starting to feel the stress, it's I think of Jalen Hurts. I'm what would Jalen Hurts do?
Yeah.
He'd be fucking cool as hell.
Yeah,
and just
locked
get
in.
through it, get to the other side.
Locked in like no other. Totally in tune.
It's so odd for me to be I want to I never, as a kid, I never had an athlete that I was I want to be like him. And it's holy shit, man. That composure, that calm confidence is something that's applicable to anything you do in your life.
Yeah, now that I'm in my mid-30s, I'd love to be like this guy. He's 25 or whatever. So that's how I'm trying to be.
You got a best bet? Is that what you're looking at over there?
Yeah, I was looking at DraftKings just to see what's being offered. I don't really have a. I don't want to lead our listeners astray and then have them mad at me for losing money.
Well, I took the 47. I mean,
you can't predict it and then have it be said and not take it.
I'm taking whatever the over under is. I'm taking, if it's 46.5, I'm taking the over.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, whatever gets you to 47.
Whatever gets me to 47. That's what I say. That's how it's going down.
Yeah, I'll probably adjust based on the weather, I guess. If it's definitely going to rain, it might go down a little bit.
Dude, it's going to be, dude. I thought about this scenario. I'm it's going to be a game where Eagles it's going to be 24-17. Niners are going to be driving downfield. They score a touchdown. Moody misses the extra point. Or it's going to be 23-24. Niners are driving. Moody misses the field goal.
Yeah.
That's how I think it's going to come down to.
I can't take this shit anymore, man.
Does he have it in him? It's going to come down to the very end. And Moody is weak. He belongs.
He's Moody.
Him and Josh Harris get on a rocket ship together.
Or a submarine.
Submersible.
The submersible.
Submersible.
Put him in the Delaware.
Yeah. Fucking Josh Harris could afford
They're
that.
only 20 feet down. They're like, well, they still.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll just about do it for us here. Dave, you got anything to plug? Any?
When's this air?
The audio will be out tomorrow morning.
All right. Thumpasaurus at Underground Arts this Friday.
All right, you heard it here, folks.
You can get Thumpasaurus at Underground Arts this Friday,
Arts.
December 1st.
Go check it out. Yeah, as well, that'll do it for us. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. Give us a follow and a subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
See ya.
Wait, one last thing.
Wait.
Yo, Avery, hope you get better, dog.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even mention that.
Avery got COVID, dog. That's why I'm here, Avery. I hope you get better, dude.
I didn't even realize that. We totally
skipped over. Hey, I ain't gonna leave my hand.
Avery's gonna be listening.
I mentioned it in the beginning, though.
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, you're filling some big shoes here for Avery.
Oh, we didn't mention that he had
but
COVID,
not that he
though.
got sick.
Yeah. I feel like he's probably.
Hopefully,
get well, dog.
Yeah, he's gonna be listening this whole time. He's like, man, they didn't even say that I had COVID.
Love you, Avery. Hope you feel
Love you,
better,
Avery,
baby.
Yeah, he'll be on demand. He should be back next week, probably. I think that's what is it, like a week now.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
He'll
be good by Sunday.
They say now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, y'all.
Well, yeah. Get well soon, Avery, and see the rest of y'all later.
Peace.
See ya.